Here we are. Here's the garden, another update. It's May the 18th, and the tomatoes are doing really well. I'm continuing to mulch with whatever I can find that is decent. I've been using shredded paper. I've been using, it's like arbor mulch, but it's a little finer. They grind it up a bit finer. I've been using that, and I'll tell you, the plants love it. So I'm trying to, bit by bit, turn my beds into a Back to Eden style garden. Here are the zucchinis. They look wonderful. The kale that just kind of volunteered is still there, doing really well. I'm eating leaves at a time. I don't like to pull things up. I like to just eat a leaf at a time. You know, pick what I need and then leave it to keep growing. So there's some more zucchini. And here we have another project. The lettuce is getting to bolt, and I let my lettuces bolt so that I can get some seeds for next year. It's a wonderful practice. These are the potatoes. I've built up, our friend Jesus has helped me build up a wall around them. I'm going to put dirt in and mulch in and whatever else I can put in that's kind of nice. And we're going to build up these potatoes to make them sort of like trash can potatoes, but not quite. So that's what's going on there. The grapes are continuing to grape. The grapes are graping, and I love that. I love that they're coming up really well. I've been training them up the wall, up to a little fence like this. Just kind of put it in there, and it does the rest. So here we are. Such a beautiful day. More grapes. These are grapes we've had for a long time. These are not wine grapes. These are edibles. And they're pretty good. They're not too bad. And the butternut squash is squashing very nicely. Now here's a sad tale. I have put in lots of chilies, peppers, and I am not getting too many. I've got tiny little peppers coming up. Now I might get more, but there's a tiny little pepper. Another tiny little pepper with a weed next to it. I've been pulling weeds out of this bed, and I don't know. I hope the peppers come up. If not, I'll have to buy some plants. I don't really like doing that. But here we have, let me get out of the sun here. Here we have a beautiful bunch of not quite yet ripe blueberries, but they're getting there. And I've put poles up. Hopefully, when the cucumbers get big enough, they'll start climbing up these poles, which is ostensibly the idea that I had in mind. I don't know if they'll do it or not. But they're doing well too. I'm telling you, this mulch idea is incredible. It's wonderful. I haven't had to water as often, and the plants are doing really well. They like it. Check this kale out. This bed of kale is something I'm so in awe of, because all of these kales, every one of them, were volunteers that were hanging around, and I've transplanted them into this bed, and there they are. I did not buy seed. This is from kale from last year that decided to seed, so I let my plants seed. And then when I see volunteers, I transplant them into the beds, and this is what that bed looks like. I mean, it's just, gotta back a little ways. Isn't that incredible? That's just incredible. And I'm just so grateful. Here's the lavender coming in. Beautiful little flowers. They smell so good. And here's our lovely, lovely chard. I'm not kidding. I let the chard seed too. I let all my plants seed. They're non-hybrids. They're not heirlooms, but they're non-hybrids, and they seed every year. They're organic. I don't put any stuff in my garden except natural amendments. Like, I'll put blood meal in, or I'll put bone meal if I can get it, and good compost, and sometimes just the basics of vermiculite, compost, and well-seasoned manure. It does a lot for your garden. Now this are the cabbages. I always think of Alice in Wonderland when I see cabbages. of cabbages and kings. And the lettuces, and more chard coming up. Now, this is another one that I'm not doing that well with. This is the strawberries. And unfortunately, some wild amaranth has come in with the strawberries. It's a weed. And apparently, some people tell me that it's an edible seed. I mean, this is the same amaranth you buy in the stores, only a wild version, I think. Don't take my word for it, I don't know, but I think. And here we have, getting ready to come up, lots and lots of volunteer chard from last year. Again, year after year. Oh, hello, Mr. Lizard. Hi, Mr. Lizard. How are you doing? Let's see if I can get a close-up. Are you ready for your close-up? There you go. Well, that's for it now. That's it for now. The update is today, and today again is Friday, the 18th of May, 2012. Signing off.